July the 12th, 2018 was a pretty unremarkable day by most standards. I woke up, got dressed, went to work, came home, and uploaded my usual edition of my show ready for publication at 2:30 the next day across YouTube, some message boards, and my website. Little did I know that I was about to become the victim of one of YouTube's best and worst ideas to come out of the site since its inception. At 9:37 AM on that Friday morning, I received an automated email from YouTube telling me that my review of Octopus 2 River of Fear had been blocked worldwide by a third-party company. As I was on my mobile at the time and had limited to no access to a desktop, I had limited information, no means of disputing it, and no real way of dealing with this problem. I had to accept that that day's video just wasn't going to go live when it normally would. Worried about my audience, I waited till my break and shared a message on my Instagram, which would also copy across to my Twitter, Facebook and website, explaining the situation and apologising. It was a real hassle, but it was out of my hands till I could get home. At the end of the day, I rushed back to my house and got online, where I found that my video had been flagged for matching visual content for approximately 30 seconds of silent footage with my own recorded audio running over it by a company called Lasso Entertainment. Confused by this, I went to look up Lasso Entertainment, and after 45 minutes worth of digging, in which I got very confused by a German company called Lasso Entertainment, which was a recording label, I ended up on the website of the Lasso Group, a company which literally exists for the sole purpose of flagging down and removing content for other third-party companies. The idea is simple. Film companies pay Lasso to scout out YouTube for their content and regardless of context flag and remove those videos. The rights for Octopus 2 currently belong with New Image Productions, but even if New Image had gone to Lasso for protection of their IP, this video still shouldn't have been flagged down because it falls under the category of fair use. Now, I don't want to flog a dead horse here. Fair use and YouTube go together about as well as a turd in a swimming pool, and every man and his dog has spoken about this issue over the last 10 plus years, to the point it's literally just people screaming at the wind at this point. To me, what doesn't help matters is the archaic and fluctuating nature of the fair use policy worldwide. What would constitute fair use in the US, for example, wouldn't constitute fair use in, say, Japan or the UK. Each country has different interpretations of what's considered fair use, and most of these countries have had these laws in place now for well over 100 years, if not longer. The generally accepted rule of fair use in its most common sense is that you are able to use a small portion of an overall copyrighted work if, and only if, it's for the specific purpose of parody or comedy and critique. And that's it. What's meant by this is that you're able to reproduce a small portion of an existing copyrighted work if you're using it to make fun of or to change the initial context of that portion of clip's existence for humorous purposes. Think Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid or What's Up Tiger Lily, for example. Or in terms of commentary, you'd be able to use a small portion of a film in order to talk about the film as a whole. So again, for example, I could use a small portion of Lord of the Rings if I was talking about the film trilogy specifically, or about Tolkien's work as an overview. Or for the purposes of critique, and I'm just throwing this out there, I should be able to use a small portion of Octopus 2 in order to enhance and justify a critical review of the movie Octopus 2. What's not acceptable is uploading the film in full. Reaction videos where someone just sits there and pulls a face through the full movie's runtime. Putting filters on the film in full and then re-uploading it. Or just using the film as a means to grow a channel exclusively. There are people out there who do this, and they're very, very wrong for doing so. The emphasis with fair use is that the clips aren't the exclusive reason people are there. rather that the clips enhance the creator's video by enhancing their opinion or stance, making their points clearer and their works stronger as a result. The videos in this instance become transformative works. Enhanced by a copyrighted material, they aid the creator in clarifying their message and benefit the audience in allowing them to make a better, more informed, well-balanced decision on whether to invest in the original works or not. Okay Dan, you got hit with a worldwide block unfairly. So what? No big deal, it happens all the time, move on. Well, I tried, but then they hit me again. Less than 2 days later, I sent a screener copy of a future review over to a fellow YouTuber I'm currently collaborating with. I went to bed that night, and when I woke up, the video had also been blocked worldwide. This time by a completely different company, which was also a third-party company that was also working on behalf of a different company and taking down YouTube videos containing their clients' footage. What was interesting in both of these cases is that the videos were both set to private at the time of their blockings. Literally no one could see these videos apart from me. Or at least, that's what I thought. Skip forward a few days later and I attempted to send another screener copy, only for it to happen again, with the exact same outcome as the previous two. And then on Friday the 20th of July, my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 review also got blocked in 211 countries. I mean, I appreciate that the company this time didn't just go for a full worldwide block, but at the same time that just felt peevish. The company in question this time was Grouper BB Media Film. I again put my detective hat on and went snooping. It turns out this company just buys up old movie stock and puts it up on YouTube. They specialise in Polish movies. They also most definitely do not own the rights to a 1991 Fox movie. But again, at this point, what can I do? My hands are tied. I could challenge it, but all Grouper have to do is challenge my challenge and the video will be blocked again with no chance of seeing the light of day. And while that challenge is going on, the video will still be blocked in 211 countries, and my audience, you guys, will have to spend 30 days not seeing that video. I mean, I could do it in the hope that I'd run the clock down and the claims dropped after 30 days, but by that point I've still missed my upload time and I've spent a full 30 days worrying that at any moment it could come back with a double down, no, we're right. In which case I'll have to take the video down, edit it and re-upload it anyway. I've had 4 worldwide blocks in the space of 2 weeks, and I had literally no idea why this had started to happen, when I'd only had half a dozen hits over the past 14 months. Then I went digging further. In May 2018, YouTube began beta testing a new content ID system called Copyright Match. In principle, it sounds like a really good idea. Many big and medium-sized YouTubers were getting fed up that their content was being stolen and re-uploaded wholesale without any real way to do anything about it other than randomly stumble on it, flag it, wait days to weeks for a response from YouTube, and then do an argy-bargy back and forth until the stolen video was taken down. Copyright Match basically puts Content ID into the hands of these creators. It gives them a dashboard within their creator studio that scans YouTube looking for content that matches theirs, and when YouTube finds a video that matches, it loads it onto the Copyright Match dashboard. And the creator has a choice of one of 3 actions. Either do nothing, contact the channel directly, or take the video down. For people who do YouTube as a full-time job, this is a tool that's been a long time coming. And I totally understand if someone like PewDiePie or KSI wants to protect their content in a discreet manner by taking control of their own intellectual property. However, third-party companies like Lasso and Grouper appear to be using the studios they represent in order to gain access to this tool and in turn use this to completely and totally shut down any and all videos which contain anything resembling their company's property. I don't think they're doing this maliciously. I think they're literally seeing something get flagged in the copyright match dashboard and just acting immediately with take it down, rather than investigating the video to see if it falls into the category of fair use. I also need to point out at this junction that I know that these flags are not the result of the current Content ID system. This is due to the fact that the Content ID system is a proactive system. It works in the sense that it scans the video as it's being uploaded for copyrighted content. It may take an hour or so to fully finish a scan, but it'll do it almost immediately. These cases were all definitely copyright match cases, and I know this because all the companies who've blocked my videos are based in the US, and all these blockages have occurred in what typically would be working US hours. Usually a full 8 to 10 hours after the video had been uploaded in the first place. Now, if this is the case, this is a serious abuse of powers that could have some very serious effects on how content creators work. It's effectively enabled companies to have even more control over what can and can't be seen on YouTube, regardless of context. If a company doesn't like your opinion and you use a couple of seconds of footage from their film or advert in your 30-minute video, they now have the power to completely worldwide block that video without any monitoring or retaliation available on the creator's part. If you're a video artist and you wish to use a small portion of audio or video in your work, it's now at the discretion of a company who will be sent your video completely devoid of context with the simple option of delete or do nothing, which is madness and something that I'm very strongly opposed to. The honest answer is it's easier for YouTube to offload this responsibility and wash their hands of the situation than actually tackle the scrupulous companies that continue to cripple critics, smother artists and silence creative expression in a blind sense of protectionism. And quite frankly, it's appalling. As a smaller YouTuber myself, I cannot sit idly by and let this continue to poison and pollute a platform that has in the past, present, and hopefully in future some of the best and brightest in commentary, thought generation, and creative content creation. This is why this video exists. It sickens me that some terrifically brilliant content could be lost because of some obscure media company thinking it can take advantage of YouTube's inept copywriting system. I don't really have a lot I can do to combat fraud like this, really. But I do have one option. From now on, going forward, I'm going to be test uploading my reviews well in advance. If they get unfairly copyright hit, I'll be using one of 4 cards that I've shot myself that will politely explain which third party has claimed that section of the video, followed by something interesting. It could be a fact about the movie, it could be a fact about anything really. Maybe a short story, maybe a poem. It just has to be interesting. My point is that I'm going to turn this unscrupulous dick move into a helpful and creative outpouring to help make YouTube a better place in general. And to everyone watching this who'll no doubt encounter these issues in future, I highly recommend you do something similar. Call out these bogus third-party companies, show them up for what they really are, stiflers of creative freedom, and then double down on that by turning their dicketry into something wonderful, insightful, and enjoyable. Where's the Fair Use was a movement that was started with the aim of pushing fair usage on YouTube to the front and centre of YouTube's policy priorities. And I think that things are moving in the right direction with these recent moves. But eventually, either YouTube is going to have to stick its oar into the water and address the issue of fair use frankly, or there's going to have to be an overarching worldwide review of copyright policy. So let's try and move forward together, for better, not for worse, in kindness and as a collective, because fair use, for most of us, is at minimum our legal entitlement.